Hello and welcome to NFL Experts Division Overview.
Today we've got the AFC South for you.
NFC South.
NFC South for you. Alright, to start it off, in first place I've got the Saints at 11-5. I think with Drew Brees, even without head coach Sean Payton, I think Brees will be able to run that offense good enough to put up a lot of points and help get the wins even without some of our defensive players like Jonathan Vilma. Darren Sproles is a great running back. I think he should have a great season receiving, and he should do a little bit better rushing. And also, they've got a pretty good receiving core with Marcus Colston. So I got to give it to the Saints at 11-5.
All right, I agree. I think the Saints are going to be in first place, but I think it's going to be at 10-6. The bounty really is going to hurt the Saints, but I think that it's going to be all right. I think with Jonathan Vilma out, I think they really filled that spot up with Curtis Lofton, who's just been amazing in the preseason. And I have them at 10-6. I think, like you said, Brees is going to get those wins, and they have a loaded backfield. They got some great good running backs with Pierre Thomas, like you said, Darren Sproles, and Mark Ingram. So I have the Saints in first at 10-6.
Alright, in second I've got the Falcons at 10-6. I think they're just going to fall short of catching the Saints. With Roddy White and Julio Jones, that's one of the best receiving duos in the league. Also, they've got a pretty good quarterback, Matt Ryan, who's improving every year. Also, they got Michael Turner, he's a veteran running back. And they also have veteran tight end with Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Falcons are going to come short by a tiebreaker at 10-6 as well in second. I think they'll make a wild card spot, and like you said, they have a great balanced offense with, like you said, Roddy White and Julio Jones, one of the best duos and receivers in the league. And their defense is getting better. They got Asante Samuel from the Eagles to strengthen up their secondary, and Ray Edwards and John Abraham will man that line pretty well. And I think the Falcons are going to be in second. My third place team is the Panthers at 9-7. I think Cam Newton's going to take another big step in his career, getting the Panthers to a winning record. I don't think it'll be enough to make a playoff spot, but I think it'll have momentum going into the next year. They still have Steve Smith, who's I think going to have another really good year with Newton. I expect a good year from Brandon LaFell, the second receiver. He's a young receiver that I think will click with Newton this year. And also, they have a loaded backfield as well with Mike Tolbert and D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. So I think they're set on offense.
Yeah, they've got four great rushers with Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams, and Mike Tolbert. Also, they got Cam Newton, who had he had a lot of rushing yards last year and 14 rushing touchdowns. That's amazing for a quarterback. Also, he can pass the ball, too. So, yeah, Steve Smith should have a great season. Also, their linebackers are pretty good with John Beason and rookie Luke Kuechly. So I'm going to give this one to third place to the Panthers at 9-7 as well.
All right, my fourth place team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's going to be an 8-8 team, though. I don't think it's going to be a pretty bad. I think it's going to be a good season for the Buccaneers. It's going to be a step in the right direction. I don't think they'll be a 10-6 team like they were 2 years ago. I think they'll progress better, and I think it'll have, like the Panthers, will have momentum to the next season. They got a good young quarterback in Josh Freeman, who I think is underrated. They got Vincent Jackson, finally their number one target, which I think will create separation for Mike Williams, who 2 years ago did really good. He had over 11 touchdowns. And they have a really two good running backs in Doug Martin and LeGarrette Blount. So, I mean, they do come in fourth place, but I think they have a pretty good record at 8-8, but missing the playoffs, though.
Yeah, I agree. Fourth place for the Buccaneers at 8-8. I think Doug Martin's going to have a great season. Also, LeGarrette Blount should be able to pound in those third down and in the red zone. He should be used a lot. I think Vincent Jackson's going to have a great season with Josh Freeman. He's a great young quarterback who can also rush the ball. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good season, but they're in a tough division. They're going to take fourth place. Alright, so that's going to do it for this first edition of Division Overviews. Alright, please follow me on Twitter at Crest Sports and Louis at DB Sports Talk. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, comment, and rate. Alright, see ya.